Welcome to your Statehouse, and congratulations to all the riders for the work that you're doing to help us to do the right thing. You are right now on the steps of the building that's the only legislature in the country who took matters into their own hands and had the judgment to say no to an aging, leaking nuclear power plant built in a district where I was born and raised, run by a company who can't tell the truth, who wants to ensure that Vermonters pay their decommissioning costs and wants to run an old aging plant at a price we can't afford. This legislature did the right thing. We got a 26-4 bipartisan vote to shut it down on schedule in 2012. Let's give them a hand. I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple issues we need your help with. There's no doubt in my mind that the vote that the Senate took will result in the plant being retired on schedule in 2012. But Entergy has a plan for Vermont that we need to help Vermonters to understand, and that we need uniform support in fighting back. When Entergy bought that plant, the promise was that they would return it to a green field as soon as it shut down in 2012 after the 5 to 6 year cooling off period. That was the promise. They also promised that their well-endowed shareholders would pay the bill. Instead, they now wish to change that deal. Now they're talking about something called quote-unquote safe store, which is anything but safe. Their plan is to leave the carcass of the aging nuclear power plant on the banks of a Connecticut river in a floodplain while the fund builds up, because they don't want their shareholders to put the money in that they promised. There's a number of reasons why that's a terrible deal for Vermonters. The first is simply the question of jobs. Entergy Louisiana is trying to convince Vermonters that the minute it shuts down in 2012, we're losing all of our jobs. That's not true. If they keep their promise, we'll have between 250 and 300 good-paying jobs in Vernon, Vermont for the 5 to 6 years that the plant cools off. And then they're going to spend over $1 billion pre-tritium and cobalt cleanup to decommission that plant and return it to a green field. That means hundreds and hundreds of jobs for Vermonters. We've got to hold their feet to their fire and take that plant away as they promised. We need your help in getting Vermonters unanimously to insist that they keep their promise, and a governor who will have the courage to hold their feet to the fire. Let's do that together. Second, I just want to talk about the decommissioning bill. I've taken a little criticism for not moving forward on the decommissioning bill that passed the House. I want to commend my House colleagues for their good work on decommissioning. Problem is that the leading cheerleaders for Entergy Louisiana, Jim Douglas and Brian Dugan, support that decommissioning bill, as does Entergy Louisiana. And that should make Vermonters wonder whether that's a good bill. It doesn't go far enough. I believe that it lays the foundation for Entergy to use Safe Store, and it lays the foundation for them not to fill up the fund as it was promised, because it puts their payment off for 20 years. We can't let that happen. We need a governor who's going to sign a decommissioning bill that makes Entergy keep their promise. We don't have that governor now, but with your help, we'll have that governor next January. Let's get it done. I just want to close, because I know a couple of other gubernatorial speakers here. I just want to close by saying this vote on VY isn't about the past, it's about the future. Vermont will lead the nation in moving to renewables and getting off our addiction to oil, in ensuring that this planet is livable for your kids and your grandkids, and ensuring that as we move to wind and biomass and solar, to renewable energy sources, creating jobs in Vermont and putting Vermonters back to work, passing the most aggressive efficiency program in the country, that we can not only show the rest of the country how to do it, but we can expand our economy, give you a bright jobs future when you graduate, and make sure that this planet is left in better shape than the way we found it. So thank you for the work you're doing. There is no more